Hey guys, what's up? This is Sonic Soul here, and while I know that I'm a little late, I wanted to make a video for VesperArcade talking about some of the changes that Nash got in Season 4 of Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. I won't go in detail, however, on the universal changes that are present in Nash's notes. All I'll tell you is that they increased the V-gauge meter gain on his crouching hard kick, and then decreased the V-gauge meter gain on his spinning back knuckle. If you want to check a detailed look at all the Season 4 general changes that apply to every character, you can check out our Universal Changes Explained video on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's go over Nash's changes. Now, the first change to Nash is a buff to his standing medium kick, just increasing the damage by 10 points from 60 to 70. This damage buff also carries over to all of the target combos associated with standing medium kick, including the V-skill target combo bullet combination. Also remember that standing medium kick is one of Nash's more consistent anti-airs that work at every range, unlike the rest of his anti-airs that require more specific ranges. Overall, this damage buff, while small, is something good for Nash that increases his damage output, especially in the corner when he goes for the V-skill target combo into EX Scythe for max damage. Now the next change for Nash is to his spinning back knuckle, or his forward hard punch. They reduced the V-gauge meter gain on a crush counter hit by 30 points, and also expanded the backwards hitbox. That second change is actually a typo. They expanded the backwards hurtbox. What this second change means to his backwards hurtbox is that now if the opponent gets the read on his forward hard punch and they jump over him and go for a cross up, if the forward hard punch whiffs, there'll be an expanded hurtbox behind Nash and they'll be able to cross him up and get a full punish. Now, I don't really agree with this nerf to spinning back knuckle overall. I get that they're trying to hurt abusable crush counter normals, but Nash's forward hard punch is 15 frames startup, has 30 frames of recovery, that's half a second, and is also minus 13 on block. So if you don't space this thing correctly, it's already punishable on block. And to top it all off, even if they do jump over and they whiff their cross up, they would still get a conversion anyway from that half a second. Overall, it's just an unwarranted nerf towards Nash's forward hard punch that wasn't needed, and the normal itself isn't even all that abusable. The next change to Nash is to his EX moonsault slash. They increased the advantage on block from +2 to +3, meaning that against 3-framers, he doesn't have to do back medium kick anymore. He can now do crouching medium punch, and on counter hit, he can link stand fierce after. This in turn increases the damage output on the throw mix-up game from EX Moonsault, and makes spending that bar a little more worth it, especially considering that EX Moonsault slash is very reactable and easily anti-airable because of its unforgiving hurtbox. Overall, this change is pretty good and it makes spending that meter a little more worth it. Now the next change for Nash is to his medium tragedy assault. They reduced the separation distance on hit, eased the combo count, and expanded the collision box. Now, while the reduction to the separation distance for medium tragedy assault sounds nice in the patch notes, when you actually use it in game, they're pretty far away from you still. I mean, sure, crouching medium kick and crouching hard kick will hit them if they don't move, but the moment they backdash, both of those normals whiff, and in fact all of your other normals don't even reach them at the distance that you're at. So really it's a negligible distance, not something that's really significant. However, they did ease the combo count and expanded the collision box of the move. So now, combos that were once hard to finish are now easier to finish, and with V-Trigger 2, you can now end with medium tragedy assault. So overall, it's an okay buff, I guess. Now the next change for Nash is to his heavy tragedy assault, and it's basically a similar change to medium tragedy assault in that they reduced the separation distance on hit. Now the separation distance for heavy tragedy assault is a lot more generous than medium tragedy assault, in that now they're very close to you, meaning that you could actually meteor low forward or low roundhouse, and if they try to backdash, they'll actually get clipped by it, and you can actually dash up and throw them if they attempt to backdash too. So all of that means that they can't move, that they're stuck in that one position, and you can also poke for V-Trigger that way as well, particularly with V-Trigger 2. So overall, this buff is okay. Again, heavy tragedy assault has a lot of startup. You're kind of using it with reads or when you land spinning back knuckle, which by the way they nerf. So, you know, this change is okay. It's okay. So the last set of changes is to Nash's V-Trigger 2, and they did a lot of changes to V-Trigger 2. So the first set of changes to his V-Trigger 2 is to the activation usage itself. So basically he can now cancel the initial startup of his sonic boom, regardless of whether it hits the opponent, is blocked or whiffs, into the stealth dash. What this means is that now at any time, doesn't matter if it's first activation or after he's already in V-Trigger 2, he can throw his sonic boom out and then activate the command dash afterwards. This is very good because now he can create some dirty setups with it or continue to apply pressure, what have you. Now the only inconsistency with this change is with EX Sonic Boom. You can cancel the first boom of EX Sonic Boom into stealth dash on whiff, but not the second boom right after. You know, the second boom that can be controlled at what speed using whatever button strength pressed, the one that you could actually manipulate. I don't get why that can't be canceled into V-Trigger 2 on whiff, but all the other booms can. Despite this, this change is actually pretty strong overall and gives access to more dirty stuff for Nash, and I like it. It's a good change for V-Trigger 2. They also increased the duration of when you're in stealth dash or V-Trigger 2 by double the amount of time, from 2,000 frames to 4,000 frames. In Season 3, you could keep V-Trigger 2 active for 33 seconds if you haven't used a second or third usage. However, in Season 4 now, it'll be up for almost a minute and 6 seconds, which is insane. So it'll give you more time to think about how you want to use it or when you want to use it, and you won't run out as fast as you did in Season 3. Obviously, to compensate for this extra time you're given and to balance it out, you still are only allowed up to 3 uses with stealth dash, given that they've increased the V-timer usage from 1,000 frames to 2,000 frames. All this means is that you still get your 3 usages, but you now have more time when active with stealth dash. Now for all the special moves associated with V-Trigger 2 stealth dash and its changes. The first being with the dash stop in V-Trigger 2. They actually reduced the recovery time from 13 frames to 11 frames, meaning that you're 2 frames faster now when you do a dash cancel. Meaning, like, for example, if you did crouching medium kick on hit and canceled that into V-Trigger 2 activation dash stop, instead of being +2 in Season 3 and getting nothing, you are now +4 on regular hit, meaning that you can actually confirm into your target combo or get a knockdown, which is pretty good. So this means that your pressure can be a little bit better now with a dash stop, and that now you'll be able to get a confirm with low forward that doesn't require you to have to do Justice Shell immediately. So this is also a really good change. The next change for Nash that involves his V-Trigger 2 special moves is his overhead punch, the Justice Corridor. They changed the recovery on block for that move from -6 to +2 on block. Now what this means is that before in Season 3, it used to be punishable, and you could spend extra V-timer to make it safe. That means you still lose your turn, but you can't be punished, right? And this was all because you were trying to bait the opponent for doing a throw or catching them for blocking low. This move is now +2 on block instead of -6, meaning that you can continue pressure. You can finally do back medium kick after it, you could do crouching short to stop them from walking, or you could throw them again. The point is that now you get to continue pressure and not have to spend any more resources to make it safe. It is now +0 on block, so they have to hold it once they block it. Of course, it's still reactable, meaning that they could neutral jump it and punish you fully afterwards if you just throw it out, so you can't abuse it. However, it is great that it's now +2 on block. This is the change that a lot of people are talking about with V-Trigger 2 Nash, and yeah, I don't blame them. It's a really good change. Now the last change for Nash and his V-Trigger 2 specials is with his Justice Shell, and they changed the Justice Shell to expand its hitbox for the second hit after the first hit connects. So what this does is make some of your combos into Justice Shell a little more consistent. For example, with Heavy Kick Sonic Scythe, if you went into Justice Shell, usually you would only get the first hit, meaning that you'd lose the juggle that you get after with the second hit. But now you'll be able to juggle after Heavy Kick Sonic Scythe. This makes your side switching combos a little more consistent, and you don't lose the damage because you lost the juggle. And that's it for all of Nash's Season 4 changes. Personally, if you were to ask me, I think Nash is going to remain the same character that he was in Season 3. Sure, he did get some buffs, but excluding Stealth Dash, a majority of them are very superficial ones. And spinning back knuckle getting nerfed. I get that they're trying to address abusable crush counter normals in this patch, but spinning back knuckle is actually one of the least used normals by Nash players so far. V-Trigger 2 getting the buffs are nice, but it's not going to make people use V-Trigger 2 over V-Trigger 1, which is more versatile in comparison. I think they really need to address some of the consistency issues that Nash has, like with his EX Sonic Scythe getting stuffed out by anti-airs from time to time, or from V-Trigger 1 getting thrown every 3 seconds despite it being frames 1 through 3 throw invincible. Personally, I think they need to give Nash a little more mobility or some defensive option of some kind. If you liked the video and you learned something from it, definitely hit that thumbs up down below, and while you're there, subscribe to VesperArcade and hit the dang notification bell so you know the next time he uploads another fire video. Also, be sure to follow me on twitch.tv/Sonic_Soul. I play a lot of Street Fighter 5 on there, and I've been recently trying out G at the moment. I also plan to play some RE2, some Marvel 2, and some Devil May Cry 5, so be sure to see me on stream there. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, peace out, see you next video.